So that was the activity that we did. And Sarah was there on most mornings. And she is someone that I believe wears her heart on her sleeve. Someone that just lights up a room, like I said. And she's someone that I trust with my kids, and I have very good friends that trust them with her as well. And she embodies courage. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Sarah Skeffington-Gonzalez.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Shoot for the Moon. My name is Sarah Skeffington. I'm a little bit of both, so you gotta kind of go with me. Right the moment I got on this stage, I wasn't sure what I was going to tell you. I've spoken at a lot of events this evening, and it's very hard to try and reinvent your story when you've been telling it for almost 36 years. But the cool part about CF and my story is it gets better and more interesting every year. I keep living, I keep enjoying life, things keep changing. The coolest part about what I get to experience on a daily basis, and yeah, most people wouldn't think CF is like a cool thing to do. It's not. Don't try it. It's not. You don't need to. My husband coined the term this evening, hashtag CF with you. So if you want to use that in your hashtag this evening, that's totally fine. I'm not trademarking it. Really what I wanted to tell you this evening, if anybody has heard me speak before, I work at a job where our tagline is a life outdoors is a life well lived. And in the photos that I used on my profile this evening, there's a lot of me outside. I spend half my life outside, and the other half I spend inside. The inside parts aren't always fun. Half of them are in the hospital. I know a large portion of the people here because I've spent time in the hospital. I met the next speaker in the hospital. We have a close connection because of our relationship to hospitals. Without your support, we don't get to go to those hospitals. It's so important for the dollars that you spend here this evening that fund research that makes people like me live longer. I am what is considered a rare gene mutation, so I don't get to benefit from the life-saving drugs that are coming out that are helping extend the life of the cystic fibrosis patients right now on the market. I'm in a rare population that it makes it difficult for us to live longer than we should. I have lived longer than I should. When I was born in 1983, every year I promised myself I won't cry. When I was born, my life expectancy was 25. I will be 36 in life. 12 days. You can send donations to my house. 35 was the big one. I was a unicorn. That one's in the bottom corner there. I got a unicorn onesie. It was fantastic. I was also camping. Camping is something that you do when you have CF. We're normal people. We live our lives. We have to stay 6 feet apart from each other, but that doesn't change how we care about our families, our lives, how it changes how we live our daily activities. I literally came here from work. I work 40 hours a week. I love my job. I love being at work. It makes me so happy. And it's so great to be here with you guys tonight, sharing my story and allowing you to see who we can become with the money that you donate. CF is making strides because of donations from all of you. I would not be here on this stage today if it were not literally for people in this room. I can name people. I won't. I might embarrass them. They're such just humble people. But literally, I just spent my Wednesday with half of this room. And I'm so thankful for that. And it wouldn't be anything different. I'm so thankful for being able to spend my time here with you this evening and for you to give your dollars to people like me, because it really does make a difference. And I am living proof. And I'd like to introduce, you have to stand up now because I can see you. So I have to tell a little story about Matt because Steve didn't realize he was introducing both of us, and then there was HCF, and we do what we want. This is how we roll, and Steve has known me for about 12 years.
Just go.
Okay. So I've known Steve for about 12 years, and this is like so cool to have him here because literally I babysit his children, and they're very, very special to me. And Matt is another very, very special individual to me. And I'm going to tell the story of how Matt and I met because it's one of my favorite experiences of my whole life. And then he can tell his most amazing stories about himself. So we both have CF, and the rule is we're not allowed to be together, close, within 6 feet in closed spaces. We really shouldn't even be here this evening together. But because of the amazing team that works on these events, we were able to be here this evening, and because they know that we don't follow the rules very well, we're here tonight. I took a picture, because I'm social media, I don't know, savvy, of a hospital stay with some friends at the Baptist Children's Hospital in downtown San Antonio when I was hospitalized. And in that photo were some friends. And I got this weird message on Facebook, and he was like, "Hey, I'm Matt. Do you have CF? I recognize your hospital room and those people. How do I know you?" And I'm like, "I don't know you. Who are you?" And he's like, "Well, I have CF." And I was like, "Well, we know the same people and we have CF. This is super cool." It took us a whole year to meet physically in person, and I think I was hopped up on Benadryl at the time, which is a great story for a later time. But I knew Matt through kind of thick and thin, and I really appreciate that because in the CF community can be very isolating as a CF individual being separated. And so for a relationship as a friend to develop is so important. I cannot stress that enough. If we didn't have that, I don't know what we would have. So being here this evening is so important to me, and being able to share the stage with Matt tonight means everything. So without further ado, I introduce Matt Wright.
I too spent my week with the Engaging Transplant team on Tuesday at Transplant Clinic, so I can relate to most of Sarah's stories. So again, give it up for the transplant team, CF team, they're all amazing. I literally couldn't do what I do without them. I mean, they're like my life support, literally. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Matt. I'm 40 years old. I have 2 kids. I'm married to my beautiful wife, Marilyn. I'm gonna try to get to my story without crying, but it's hard. So I was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis when I was 3 years old. Now, it was kind of hard because we grew up in a small town, and the doctor never heard of cystic fibrosis, so he thought my mom was literally crazy. So I go home, love on him, he's normal. A few months later, we moved to San Antonio, and I see a pediatric specialist. They're like, "I think he has CF." My parents like never heard of that, so they got me tested, and sure enough, I had CF. My mom wasn't crazy after all. Mama's known best. So, other than that, I had a pretty healthy childhood. My parents enrolled me in gymnastics just to keep me healthy, keep active. I really didn't have any lung issues all the way up until I was a teenager. I had a few bowel obstructions when I was 5 and 6 years old, but nothing major hospitalizations for lungs. Now, when I was 13, I went in for my first tune-up, we call them. I was there for about a month. It was the most devastating thing in my life. But I got past it. I moved on. I met some great and amazing people there that took care of me. Most of my teenage years was pretty in and out of the hospital, not too much, maybe 2-3 times a year. But I was in gymnastics, so that kept me really healthy at the same time. So when I was 18, I ended up dropping out because of health issues, and at that time my health started declining rapidly. Ended up on the transplant list in Dallas, and that was kind of devastating. At the time I wasn't ready for it. I ended up turning down a couple of transplants that I got the call for. So my heart wasn't ready, so At that point, I was determined to get my health back on track, so I started weightlifting and getting myself off oxygen, walking, started running, anything active I was doing. Now, at the same time, after that actually, I started college and had a pretty uneventful college history. So after that, well, actually in college, I met my beautiful wife, Marilyn. Worked out with her dad. He could bench 450 pounds, survived 435 pounds. He was a beast, so he never want to make him mad, even though he's a giant teddy bear. But after that, graduated, started my first job at KSAT 12 as the IT director. After that, ended up leaving and going to Rackspace. Worked there for 7 years. Now my health is starting to decline a little bit more each year. Spend a little bit more time in the hospital, a little bit more time. So, but during that time, I realized there's so much more to life than just the hospital. So I started working out super hard again, trying to get my health back on track. In the winter of 2015, it was probably the most healthy I've been through a winter time. My wife and I decided to do our first IVF cycle. And we got pregnant with my daughter. And then later that summer, I didn't know this at the time, but my whole right lung had collapsed. I was in and out of the hospital. I spent 3 weeks in August. I was out 2 weeks, and I spent an entire month at Baptist downtown. I was able to get out and be there for the birth of my daughter, so I promised her then that I would be the best dad in her heartbeat. So that's something I really take lightly. I like to keep my promises. So I ended up going back into the hospital in December. Missed my daughter's first Christmas, first New Year's, fighting for my life in the ICU. There's many times that I swore I would wake up in the morning, but I didn't make it to the next day, to the next day, to the next day. And finally, a ray of light came in. I got transferred to the University Hospital. Dr. Keith took me on as a patient and really turned me around. I was able to get out a few weeks later. At the same time, I was evaluated for a double lung transplant. Now, it wasn't the most patient. I was kind of in pain because I wanted to be there. It was a first-time dad with my newborn daughter. But Dr. Levine came in, and she was a true hero of the story. She worked her magic and got all my testing done over a weekend, which usually takes months. She got it done in a single weekend, and later that week I got to go home, spend time with my daughter and my family. So in and out of the hospital a couple more times, and then finally on March 15th I got the call from lungs. It was amazing. My donor is Rebecca Dawson from Fort Worth. She was a mom of 7 kids. She was my age, so she died from brain aneurysm. So I got her beautiful new lungs, and I also made her a promise that I would live every day to its fullest and not take for granted one single breath. So there's been many heroes in my story. There's no way I could go without my transplant team, my CF team, my boss Neer, who's been amazing, who rallied the whole company around me through my transplant story, history. So it takes a lot of people to support me, and I couldn't do without my amazing transplant team. So give it up for them one more time.
You did it, Matt. You made it all the way through.